The film opens with Green, a policeman, being tasked with bringing some cash to Balam, a well-known prisoner who has lavish quarters and private guards. Drug lord Balam is capable of running his empire and maintaining control over drug trafficking both inside and outside of prison. He also owns a business that engages in the selling of drugs, guns, and human trafficking. He made the decision to stay behind bars because he can't be harmed there. It is understandable why so many killers are brought in to kill Balam, especially considering that his head is worth $1 million. Those who will be held in Balam's prison, in contrast, are led to the cells that are designated for them. Officer Green encountered Jack Stone in another location. Stone was a prisoner for murdering a fellow police officer while committing a heist. Jack received a blow to the gut by Officer Green, who then growled that Jack wouldn't be in jail for long after becoming enraged. A week earlier, Jack and two of his friends stole a bank in order to gather credible evidence that they might use to reveal the tyranny and corruption of government leaders and many police officers who worked with Balam. Once Jack received the cash and the necessary information, he immediately departed the location. But as the police close in on Jack and his two buddies, they shoot and kill Jack's two friends. Jack was able to avoid capture and escape to a nearby building after killing many police officers. A policeman threatened to confront Jack as he was about to depart after emerging from the shadows. After that, Jack took off his mask in front of the policeman, which shocked the officer because Jack was also a policeman and had been hiding his identity. Without thinking, Jack shoved the policeman, sending them both plummeting from a great height. Jack managed to escape with his life, but the cop was instantly dead. Because the officer was one of the officers implicated in the murder of Jack's wife, Jack did this on purpose. After that, Jack provided Tricia, a journalist, all the information and files pertaining to the dishonest deed. Tricia was then instructed to look into the matter and get back to the prosecutor's office. Jack goes back to prison. Silva and another prisoner are placed in the same cell as him. Semyon, a prisoner who is also Balam's cousin, approached a new prisoner over lunch and pleaded for security cash. The man's refusal to pay Semyon any money leads to Semyon beating him. Semyon then approached Jack and asked for help with his finances. However, the man attacked Semyon and knocked him and his men to the ground before he could threaten Jack. This happened before Semyon threatened Jack. Semyon and his men were subsequently put in solitary confinement by the guards, and Jack was free to finish his leisurely lunch. Guards then take Jack to a room with a security camera, so he can speak with Balam there. Balam then sends Jack a warning, advising him not to meddle in his affairs while he is behind bars. He also makes Jack think of Balam and his goons killing Jack's wife. Balam also made an effort to threaten Jack, but it didn't seem like Jack had taken the warning seriously. Other prisoners broke into Jack's holding cell that evening and assaulted him without warning. Without even waking Silva awake, Jack was able to dispatch the three opponents in a flash. In the meantime, Tricia is looking into the details and figuring out who Jack Stone is. Tricia visited the prosecutor's office the next day to meet with that person. Tricia was instructed to leave when the prosecutor was abruptly summoned to a critical meeting. To provide Mark, the assistant prosecutor, the information file. Tricia expressed her skepticism against Mark and promised to return to the scene so she could personally speak with the prosecutor. To meet with him and share information she had on police officers and government officials who had engaged in corruption, Tricia was waiting outside the prosecutor's office. After that, Tricia visits Jack in jail and claims she is looking into the information he gave her. After that, Jack counseled Tricia to use her newfound information responsibly and with prudence. William, another prisoner, approached him and counseled him to keep his level of vigilance high. On the other side, Jack asserts that he has no fear of Semyon or Balam before asking where Balam's detention cell is. William believed that confidentiality was very necessary. The action suddenly cuts to a women's prison, where two inmates are seen fighting physically. One of the hostages had her head covered, and was taken to a different place once the guards arrived and apprehended the two female captives. The woman, whose name is Elena, and a huge number of other inmates appear to have been abducted before Balam, who was also present. Semyon and the other male detainees were found to have profited personally from drug transactions, and had asked Balam for security money without his knowledge. Due to her victory over one of Balam's most dependable female minions, Elena was dispatched there at the same time. After that, Balam held a tournament in which the victor would receive $10,000 if they could kill Jack Stone, and present the man's severed head to him. William then continued to tell Jack what had happened. The other prisoners started scheming right away to defeat Jack and take the Balam competition. However, Jack can easily defeat each of them with William's assistance. On the other hand, Balam received a call from the district attorney, who informed him that a female reporter had information and proof of corruption by both government officials and police personnel who collaborated with Balam. Balam received Johnson's comments over the phone. The prosecutor is then asked to kill the female reporter, and Balam says he will kill Jack Stone before the day is out. Jack is working in the laundry room. He is assaulted once more, this time by the prison warden. Jack is beaten even more severely this time. When Jack emerged from the laundry room, he was met by a swarm of inmates who were preparing to assault him. However, Jack previously stated that if $100,000 were divided by the number of convicts who would attack him, only $11,000 would be awarded to each individual. The prisoners eventually abandoned their plan to attack Jack because they decided the risks. Tricia discusses Balam and the dishonest government officials with her friend Allison, who is in a different place. Elena travels to Balam's female henchwoman, Kat, in the women's prison to offer an apology as Balam has instructed. Elena intentionally riles up Kat so that they can get into another altercation, during which Elena plays dead while Kat beats her. To receive medical attention for her wounds, Elena was rushed to the hospital. Elena slipped off her shackles as soon as the nurses and physicians left the room, grabbed some alcohol and drugs, and put them in the mop bucket that William usually used. Then, in order to locate the room's security cameras, she snuck into the air vents. Elena, the only one who knew the location of the security cameras, hurried back to the hospital room to hide from prying eyes. The examination room, the nurse was on her way. Because William arrived so fast and caught the nurse's eye, Elena was able to return to the hospital room undetected. Jack questioned William about his time infiltration the company, as they were both assessing the issue. It has come to light that Jack is aware that William is an FBI agent working undercover and not a real prisoner. In an effort to expose dishonest police officers and others connected to Balam, William deliberately assumes the identity of a captive. Throughout the whole 6-month covert operation, Elena had been William's partner. They are attacked by other detainees who are also detained at the facility after disclosing everything to Jack. Jack was sentenced to solitary prison as a result of the event, and William was asked to go to Warden Bland's office. The incident was anticipated to spark a controversy. Blaine threatens William with payment if he wants to stay in jail because William attacked Balam's goons. Blaine requests that William provide some cash in order to cover the security costs that the jail guards incur in order to assure William's safety. Tricia attempts to meet with District Attorney Johnson once more, but the assistant informs her that the prosecutor is unable to do so because of an essential task. Tricia was then presented with Mark's suggestion that she give the FBI the information he had. Soon after, Balam's daughter came to see him, and he was moved from his cell to make room for her. As soon as Balam comes out of his cell, William notifies Elena to begin her mission. Prison warden took Elena away after she feigned to be asleep in attempt to escape. The warden, however, is unexpectedly unable to carry out his duties due to Elena and William. Elena secretly entered the CCTV monitoring room, while William secretly entered the control room, after posing as a security guard. Elena realizes that Balam will soon depart the visiting room after his daughter has expressed her fury at him for being a criminal kingpin on him via the CCTV cameras. After his daughter has finished her rant, this will happen. William became aware of this. He unlocked the door to the isolation cell and released Jack. When the warden is made useless by Jack, William tells Jack that he and Elena will go with Jack to where Balam is. Jack swiftly adopted the appearance of one of the jail guards as instructed by William and Elena. The CCTV camera room had been broken into not long after that, as Warden Blaine and numerous other prison guards soon discovered. Elena sprinted out of there and into the ventilation duct. William opened every jail door, spreading havoc across the prison, as he realized there was no more time, and that Balam was approaching his cell. The inmates formed a gang to attack the security personnel, which led to a savage feud. Green tries to escape the facility out of desperation, but Jack stops him, and instead pushes him into a group of other inmates, who subsequently beat Green. William and Elena both seemed equally focused in fending off attacks from all directions. Semyon stops Jack as he approaches Balam, and the two start fighting again right away. Semyon manages to steal a knife from him, which he uses to stab Jack in the stomach. Despite this, Jack managed to overpower the antagonist. Another scene reveals that the prosecutor and Allison appear to be planning to kill Tricia and erase her evidence. Tricia is on the verge of being killed by Allison until Mark, an FBI agent, steps in to save her. It found out that Mark had been looking into wrongdoing by District Attorney Johnson and other government officials while posing as a staff member for the prosecutor. After William kills Warden Blaine and the other jail guards, Jack finds Balam, and the two get into a hand-to-hand struggle. When Jack lost his ability, the guy thought about his late wife, which made Jack regain his strength, enabling him to fight Balam and get revenge on him. The SWAT squad seized control of the situation when they quickly arrived at the facility. Jack and Elena were then introduced by William. William's employer wanted to congratulate him on eliminating Balam's group both inside and outside the prison. Jack also expressed his gratitude to them for aiding in his revenge. The FBI eventually arrested every police officer and member of the public who had worked with Balam and had been discovered to be corrupt. William takes Jack into custody and later appoints him as an FBI agent and his partner. If you enjoyed this video, don't be shy to hit the like button, and please subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, take care.